Well, isn't this a beautiful boat? The 600 enclosed Evolution. I'll just put on a little bit of waves, a little bit of RPM, 4.2. We're up on the top straight away, and it just eats this. There's not enough. You know, it's half a metre, it's blowing 10 to 15. You can see the yachts out there. They've only got a little jib out because, hey, you see that drone? Whoa! How do you like that? How do you like those marbles? You know, I tell you, if you were running late for a Sunday roast, you're going to get there on this. So I just see a wave. I come onto it. The hull is just, it doesn't have trim tabs, yet it doesn't roll over. I'll slow it up, I'm on top. I'm doing 4.2. I'm doing 3900 revs. I'll turn on those waves and just show you how forgiving this hull is. It's soft, you know, and obviously you can hear some of the hatches. You know, I'll turn on that wave like you're crazy, see what it's doing, see what that, turning back into it. Cross that wave, look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? You can hear that 200, it just wants to roar, because it's powerful motors. You know, you could put a 300, I think you could put a 225 on this and it'd be enough. Hopefully you're seeing that hull work. Here's a wave, whoop, straight over it. Look at that, have a look. That doesn't just happen. How would your 6 metre boat go over that? Well, I'll tell you, if you've got a 685 or something, if you put any one of our competitors to this top level boat, tell me how your boat would go. And I could be sitting down here having a ham and pickle sandwich, drinking a cup of tea at the moment, because it is soft and it is spitting it out. Going 57, 60 kilometres an hour, and I'm on the plane. And we're off! Oh, it's a race! And I'll tell you, we're doing 5,029 knots, 6,035 knots. Woohoo! There's a movie, Titanic, and that Leonardo DiCaprio, and he stands up there with Kate Winslow. I'm king of the world. Well, I tell you, if you own one of these, you're the king of 2 countries. You're king up in the impoundments, and you're king out here, because this is a serious offshore weapon. This is a great boat. Great handling boat, stable, manoeuvrable, sure-footed. You know, your mates already hate you because you catch all the fish, and now they'll think it's because of your boat. This thing is a weapon. Straighten up, boom, off, stable. I'm not sure I couldn't, woohoo! Try that with in your boat. We're in the 600 tournament, Evolution. There's not another car or boat in the car park because it's blowing 20. It's a nasty little chop. And all you people have been waiting for a bit of blue sky because drones don't work in the rain. This boat is something you need to look at. Now, I've got a 250 on it. We've only got 60 litres of fuel in it. It's got that hand-laid hull, foam filled. The only thing under the deck is a little space for water to run out of these front eskies and out of this front cabin, and the fuel tank, which is 300 litres. So I'll motor off and we'll just see. I've got this steering wheel and I realised it's adjustable, and I've taken it up a bit. So at the moment, I'm at 3.8. Oh, this thing's going to be fast. We're doing 29. And what I'm going to do is just feel this boat, and I'm not committing to anything at the moment. I'm just getting along, and I tell you, it's pretty soft into this chop. Now it's going to bang and it's going to go in because this nasty little chop is sharp. But what we're going to do in a moment, I'm going to say, John, you just hold on a sec, and let's just see when we get on top. We've got the Yamaha 250. I've got it trimmed down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look for a wave coming up, move faster, and maybe this one. And I'm just going to feed a little bit of juice on it, get on top, back off a little bit, and I'm going to scoot over that chop. Now let's say, I always say I'm running home to Granny, because my grandmother makes the best roast lamb, roast pork you could ever had. John's holding on, and at this stage, he's going, how come I ever come out here with you, Aaron? So John's hooked up to a billy, he's reversing into it. I trim it up a little bit, and we'll see what happens across this wave. What I want you to see is the way this boat squirts that water out back. It's not coming up over the front, it's coming right out over the back. So we'll go up, I'll get over a wave. Well, it's eating all that, isn't it? And I'll back off. This 500 Evolution cutting, it is a game boat. It is one of the finest, if not the finest, 5 metre offshore pocket rockets I've ever been in. Have a look at it doing this. It is eating this chop. I'm sitting down. I don't need hands. There's no trim tabs. If we're doing 25, I'm doing nearly 60 kilometres an hour with a 90. It's quiet. We're using 13 litres an hour. You know, 13 litres an hour. So if you think that 100 litre tank, that's going to last you forever. Look at it turn, back into the wave, because I'm scared that drone's going to pack it in. Look at that! Throw it around like a little sports car. It hangs in there tight. You know, over that, cross that wave, round the other way. I think Dan's got us, and I think we've gone through the hardship. Dan's gone, what's going on today? Well, everything's going on, that's what I'm telling you, madness. But we've stayed with it, and hopefully you'll enjoy this footage, because I've enjoyed this boat. It's another level of bespoke boat, it's genius, genius. Let's try going reverse. Right, bigger, left, it's on the short corner. We're switching bait, that's always fun, isn't it, you know? Towing lures without any hooks and then switching to a livey, probably my favourite. Have a look at this thing going backwards just quietly, Dan. Have a look at this. Have a look. Wow. Holy crackers, is that because it's little? That is impressive. I'm a fan, I'm telling you. And look at that, in a following sea, it is just eating, pumping that water out. Oh. Have a look. I'm really liking this. I'd like to take some people out on this. There's a lot of people that think you need a bigger boat and you won't. You just need an Evolution. Look at this. Oh, that is impressive. It just rides over the top and through those waves. It's soft. I wonder where those trawlers are. So here we are, Moreton Bay in the 2-axis Evolution. First I want to say is, isn't it a beautiful boat? You know, I love to look at the front, so much working area. And everywhere you look, it's just perfection. I'll give it a little bit. I trust these hulls. Oh, really? Straight up, 3,000 revs, and it's on the plane. Let's do that again, because that stuff doesn't happen. That, I've got to tell you, Paul Junger, who designed this, look at that. I've got trim down, drones on, 2,000, 3,000, and I'm on the plane with nothing. And then if I, and look at that, just, I don't, geez, they're not even wet. They're not even screaming at me. Have a look at that thing. Look at the hull. Now, I suppose they're very heavy hull for the size. And this is a 6 metre boat, 6 metre centre console, and it tracks. There's no trim tabs. It's all just done on the shape of the hull. It's a big, beamy hull, and it tracks. Look at this. Let's see what happens there. Absolutely nothing. Do you see that? Broadside onto that wave, and it just rode over it. Give it a little bit more revs. Gee, it's nimble. It can turn. You'd really chase those sport fish if you were out after them. Or, you know, if you got on the radio and one of your mates said, look, I'm on a bite, I tell you, you'd be there quick. Just have a look how this hull works. Because it is, gee, that was with a whole heap of trim. Did you see that hull then? I took off and I had 5 bars of trim and it's still just come up level. Wow, that's pretty good going, isn't it? And look at that, across the sea. Woohoo! Look at that. That is a good boat. That is a good boat. Look at that. Look at that. Look how that hull handles. It just doesn't care. It's forgiving. That's what it is. It's very forgiving and it just comes up flat. No mucking around with trim tabs, no mucking around with anything. You still got me, Dan? I like it. I like it a lot. I'd have one. You can go, if I lived on the water, I'd have one of these on my back door and after I'd go after work.